Hello, welcome and joining me in our weekly inspiration session. And today's topic is fulfillment. I'm Alina Smolyansky, a certified instructor of NeuroGraphica, the founder of the NeuroGraphic Art and Life Studio. So when we talk about fulfillment, we just recently discussed topics of mindfulness and joy. Fulfillment seems similar to joy and happiness, but there is a big difference about it. And then as we think about it, as we draw about it, we will review it again. In most cases, fulfillment is associated with life that we live in connection with others, with something, with fulfilling our dreams, with achieving something. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but I decided to use the image. With fulfilling, it means feeling some. I will use blue color. Why I felt like using dark blue. Fulfilling, is it much deeper feeling than happiness, not red, not, this is a quieter feeling. That's how I imagine it. So, and I will think about, you can think about it like a container, a vessel, a vase for my feelings. Something that I can think about it, what I can fill in. So this is a shape. So you can use any shape you decide as the one that you would like to fill with what idea or what brings us fulfillment. So supposedly like a shape like this. So what else? So I can think about life flow, and I will show life flow as just lines. You can use the left hand freely. It's just the flow of life, and it's empty. Like right now, it's empty, vessel empty, container, and just life flows freely. Like I'm imagining that nothing happens. I just let everything flow through me. I'm just life, observing life. Just I make lines intersect, I don't know. I felt like positioning my page vertically. There is no time. Just a line that indicates that different energies. Okay, I'm holding my very lightly deferred. A little bit more, creating some intersections, of course. Some lines just hug this pot. I also can imagine that something's being cooked here. It's my feelings. Now I would like to look at it and analyze what happens. Now, from being just an observer of life, as you know, in the sense of when we think about mindfulness, there are always meditation techniques. Some mention observer being like neutral observer of life. I turn into my attention to what's going on. And I look at this. There's so many lines, and I select certain areas, including the lines. I'm using the lines, this flow, and analyze and think what this part represents what fills my life, me, this me. Now as if I get finalize like where my boundaries are, and I analyze what fills my life. So there are many lines of life, and I randomly select some areas, outline them more, like for example, like this. Using the existing lines. Those who studied the basic user know that this selecting areas like this, it's called selecting big figures, and it's an algorithm for removing inner constraint. But just select islands from the existing lines randomly. And all I can think, and you can use a pencil and write. What brings you fulfillment, a sense of fulfillment? Like right now, I get involved in a project, and I find it very fulfilling working with others. So it's like service, work with other, not only with others, but for others. And this is volunteer work. And it's a bit, seems like big part. And all I can think about it right now, because before that, before I got involved into this project, I felt I didn't feel a sense of belonging. So I have the sense of belonging. It gave me a sense of belonging. So, okay, so I will look at this one. It looks at me, it's random, I don't know. This one is maybe something that I know I can do well. Well, I do well, and that brings me a sense of fulfillment when I'm working. For example, if I know how to teach, like offering free classes and free classes and classes give me the sense of fulfillment, especially if I do this well and I get response. So that I know I do well, and it makes me feel good. This is a strange area. I use some of this. Okay, so this one, but not this one. I don't know why. Is that empty? Okay. Make sure use the other side. Outline. Okay. And this area, when I think about it, it's just something that overcoming difficulties. For me, you can, for you, it could be right, but you can think about it. Overcoming, maybe discipline, achievements. It's a fulfillment comes quite often. Well, when you analyze what it is, I just overcoming obstacles for me. So like when you climb on a mountain and you reach the top, it gives this feeling of that overcoming. There may be much more, but this is what first comes to my mind. Okay, I know. Learning new things. Learning. Learning new, especially when I need it and something what I want. That's just a sense of discovery. Here's a small one here. I would say that could be the general joy, general sense of joy, overall well-being. Joy, well-being. And here's just something small one, just I want to fill in the corners. I think it's just a small one. I will think about it. I can connect here. I will go to the top because it's also almost like within also. Belonging. So that's what we're belonging. Sorry. I'm feeling satisfaction with work well done. Okay, and this one, the top. Maybe it's a bit strange shape, but I want to include this one. And I think it's much more realizing that it's for good, for general good, that I work, that it brings being helpful to others. So my actions are directed to good, overall good, general good. And I think it's something very important that I'm missing. And yes, I realized. And you know, if you find that you missed something, but it's very important, all I can do, like I have this large area, and I can divide it like this. And name it. I can decide authenticity. Authenticity, that I'm true by myself. I think it's very important. I just put an average, feeling, of course, health. I can put it to a general good, worthwhile achievement. And there's something left, but I don't know what it is, and I shall leave it. No, I know it's beauty. In general, beauty. There may be more, but for now I can leave as it is. So maybe more, maybe something will well, I will think about it. And in this case, if you find some areas are larger and you would like to include something, you can always, you have extra lines, you can divide and write what you feel. So it's interesting also to analyze when we look at this drawing, what are next to each other. For example, what areas we created this map randomly in the beginning. So as I look at it, I see there's something that I can now we will include it to start rounding. Larger areas, thicker lines. Something I do well. I know that I do well. It's next to my true to myself, authenticity, and serving belonging, sense of belonging. And next to overcoming and discipline. Yes, like learning. It's general worth, satisfaction and worthwhile doing. If you look at these areas, you can understand how everything is connected. It will be surprised that this is general worthwhile pursuit, general good, satisfaction with work well done. Overcoming and discipline, it's always with learning something new. Well, beauty, just enjoy, it's the result. Yes, and the service and feeling of belonging quite often brings joy. And I outlined, and what can I do with this? We can color before we do any rounding with the lines. I would like to apply few preliminary colors just to feel good, feel like how I'm feeling about this. Assign certain colors to my emotions in relation to this different areas. Okay. It's a very light color. So with shading, so health and general goods together. Something I do well, so overcoming. I feel like I was learning new. larger area. Sorry, it's looking at probably as something that the first one it kind of shiny brings more. Sorry, there was a little bit of an interruption meanwhile. So as you can see, I added a few bright colors, thinking where everything is next to each other. And I started adding lines, working with the lines. I want to round everything inside and feel a connection before I start working with the outside. So I want to feel really good about this feeling. You may also recall any instance of this, what you brought you fulfillment to generate as much energy as possible. You can add lines. Lines always good. They add strength. So I'll start rounding. Here is mostly for connection. There is no conflict in this drawing. So as if within, I'm just strengthening my inner feeling, what I'm experiencing when I'm feeling fulfillment, and how I can use it more. Like out here, I'm like, it's almost like I'm gathering strength to expand more in the world. So this is my like jar, vessel, container that so I'm working a little bit within it, and I'm looking, analyzing. They have enough line, but I feel good about it. But I would like to add more lines. And I also using a finer marker. So I will pause the video again, and I will work on my rounding. So I felt enough strength now. You can always add more lines if you feel like there. So the idea is, yes, life, we're supported by life, and we kind of condensed all these energies within ourselves, using our mind, using willpower, so maybe like personality even. And now we start again. So we received its energy from the universe. Like you saw the first lines that we drew, like just lifelines. And now we would like to, from here, from this position that we defined ourselves, what brings life, how we interact, we can start giving. So these lines now are our interaction with the world. And I suggest that we can, to show that direction of the energy, we can use the same lines when do not contradict life, which is the strength. And so we draw them from here, from our inner strength, our resources. We draw on our resources. And it's also figures, how we would like to the world meet us. Maybe I will use maybe a finer line. So I would like, so we can also draw figures. So what would you like to see outside? So I will probably would like to see some these areas. If you're not sure, look for the areas you want the softness and understanding. Look for the natural areas that already, it's almost like a circles. Here's I started drawing one. I felt like I really needed it. You can draw another one. So here, if these circles interact, show how you interact with the world. It's not only circles if you feel about other figures. It's your expression, how you imagine the world outside. That's how it's going to be. This is another circle. And it's connected to the inside. A smaller circle here. So this is my impression of the world outside of me. Now when I feel like I had enough circles, maybe I would like to have more action, more strength. Either any other figures I would like to include. If you studied NeuroGraphica or you heard about it, the triangle may be better for indicate an action. It's a more active force. Get it here. Oh, no. I didn't quite work to include more active something. Triangle. Okay. Maybe I'll point here as a small triangle, so you can't see it. So I will leave it down. I just included just because I wanted to have something more sharpness. And of course, I round the corners. And I connect the circle. Probably they're connected somewhere. This line didn't work quite well, so I'll just create it into the background line. Here it is. More action. So these figures, I'm expressing my interaction with the world in a circle. The way I imagine the world, the same way the world will communicate with me. Circle. Something here. I use many existing lines. I will make the figures a little bit more prominent. active. I'll just indicate some activity in its triangles. A bit of fire. Also important color. So when I look at my drawing, I wonder how I would like to the world to what color I would like to see around me. I feel like something darker blue. To make it more obvious. Use the circle and to be more active. I had no design, so I'm just exploring the shapes. This concept. Also, I just include the background. I'm not sure yet whether I would like it to see it so blue and how I may work with colors addition when we finish drawing. So I just would like to include the final elements, and there I will round the remaining corners. Of course, we include extra lines. The background lines. We final lines like this. What else? When I included all the surrounding, I wonder what else I would like to add. And probably you wonder if you're familiar with NeuroGraphica, whether you would want to strengthen the drawing by increasing, by adding the field lines. The field lines is an energetic line that ask for the energy of the universe to support ourselves. And I see one, and they extend from the one edge to another. They're infinite in reality, but because our drawing is very like a snapshot of reality, like this, we will show them on the screen. So I will start them. I feel like I look at this line. That's probably in the center. the middle supports. If you don't know this line, if you don't feel like adding it, that's okay. You can leave the drawing as it is. So distance. I think I would like to include the drawing here on the side and supporting one of the actions, triangles. So altogether will be 3 lines. Not 3 lines are probably enough for this size drawing. And I will support this side also symmetrical. And of course, I add rounding and all these new angles that were formed. I will round the corners. I will take my time to finish this drawing, and I will include it and the front as a normal, and I add my drawing in the front page of this video. This presentation will be in the front page on YouTube, at the cover, a title. Yes. Thank you so much for your attention, and I wish you all the best with your drawings. I have a wonderful week, and we will see each other in our next online class tutorial, weekly inspiration. Thank you for your attention. Have a lovely week.